He
Bro,
says
I'm
it's
not
gonna
any
be
bro. Look at his eyes, bro. That's all you need to know, for real. Bro, who am I trusting that got eyes like these, bro? Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy BrandonThaChosen. Welcome back to another video, man. Now today, we got a special video for y'all. Okay, so yesterday, I know we played the Friday Night Funkin vs Sonic Rewrite round 2, whatever, bro. Long title, man. Mod ended up being fire. Y'all seem like y'all loved it as well. So thank y'all for all the support on that video. But while I was editing the video, I was like, yo, I don't know what the hell is going on with this dude, bro. I think I found myself saying that like at least like 10 times, like in the video and while I was editing it. So I was just scrolling on YouTube right now and I found this video by Dunachi. Shout out to you. Insane story of Sonic.EXE Rewrite. So I was like, bro, what a perfect freaking segue from the last video. So we gonna hop straight into this, man. Huge shout out to Dunachi once again. He's the one who put all the time and effort into this. Go show him all the love, yo. But we gonna hop straight into this, y'all. We just gonna be chilling, just seeing what this dude about. Grab your snacks, grab whatever, man. Oh, happy Father's Day, by the way. So the fathers, if there's any watching this. But hey, we gonna go straight into this, man.
Sonic Rewrite. I've talked about this guy quite a bit. You could say that he's contributed heavily to the growth of my YouTube channel and is a character. From his silly little personality,
I don't like the way this one looked, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It's no secret that Rewrite has been an impact on not only the Sonic horror community, but the FNF one as well. But you probably already knew that. Back when Verse Rewrite came out, it was pretty popular.
See, I ain't played the original one. I did not play the original one.
But we had no idea what would be cooking. I've already given the lore to Rewrite in another video, of which I'll put in the description or somewhere in the video for you guys to watch. Though there will also be a refresher as to what that is a little later when we are talking about the lore. In this video, we're going to be talking about Verse Sonic Rewrite Round 2. I'll be explaining the lore of the characters while also talking about the mod itself, cool visual details I liked, and little Easter eggs you may have missed. Part of this video will be me gushing about the details they added, along with the visual.
Bro, this mod, yo, I'm not gonna lie. I said it was the best Sonic.EXE mod. I still stand by that. But yo, I don't know, bro. It's tied right now, at least the ones I played this year. It's between Flavor Rave and this for the best mods I played, yo. Like, I don't know if it's just coincidental that recently it's just been all the mods been fired I've been playing. But like, yo, these mod devs on a hot streak, man. I've been saying that every mod we play.
And did I mention they have additional lore? If you haven't played the mod, I really recommend you do so. Link is down in the description.
Yeah, now y'all better go play that, yo.
Oh, and the little Rewrite talking to you at the beginning to warn of flashing lights is a really cool detail. So, fair warning to those who watch this video and want to play the mod. It has flashing lights. Without further ado, let's talk about and explain Rewrite.
Alright, bro, you gonna hit me with an ad for real? Bro, I freaking hate this dude. I don't like the way he looks, bro.
This mod is gonna be a banger. Smooth animation details that seamlessly transition. Rewrite is looking better than ever. Boyfriend is now fully 3D, and I cannot get over how good this mod looks.
Bro, the 3D modeling, that was the main one for me, bro. The 3D modeling, yo. Peak.
Has 4 playable songs, 2 of them being legacy versions from the old mod, so you can still enjoy the old versions after you beat the new versions. The story for this so far is Boyfriend has inserted.
Oh, okay, wait, okay. So, okay, the legacy ones was the old mod. Okay, that makes sense.
After you beat the new versions. The story
I thought
for
they
this
were like
so
new,
far
but nah.
is Boyfriend has inserted Sonic's game into his PC, and unfortunately for him, he won't be able to stop playing. Though it looks less like he actively wanted to insert it and more like the game inserted itself. Though, I hope Boyfriend is truly passionate about rapping because he'll now be doing it forever. After the disc is inserted, we start our first song,
Sonic.
The new and improved Thriller Gen Encore.
Yo, this little intro scene, bro.
This song has some added lyrics that really set the tone for this mod. The fluid animation as Boyfriend has found himself in an unfamiliar place in Rewrite rolling in. I'll probably say it a lot, but the animation here is amazing.
Peak, bro, it's peak.
Sonic here matches what he is saying. It feels like maybe you can trust him. I mean, after all, he wants to play a game, and he says
I'm not any, bro. Look at his eyes, bro. That's all you need to know, for real. Bro, who am I trusting that got eyes like these, bro? Like, you serious?
Guys, he's very charming here, and I think that's the appeal of the character. Sure, you could already
No,
kind of tell
I already knew something was up. Bro was not charming nobody, bro.
that he's evil, but
Nah.
there's something about him saying it's all okay that is sort of convincing to anyone who's unsuspecting. I mean, we know Rewrite is evil, but imagine if you were playing this game for the first time.
That
And
is
after
true.
all, he looks like Sonic.
If I was a kid, because I used to love playing Sonic as a kid. If I was a kid, somehow stumbled playing across that, but that probably would have traumatized me, bro.
That you can
I'm not
trust.
gonna lie.
Plus, this little scared animation he does into the thumbs up is honestly so peak. And what comes after is something I didn't explain in my last video. Just like other
Yeah, what is
Sonic.EXE's, Rewrite has his own set of victims aside from you. In this mod, they're actually given
Who is this
more
dude?
lore and explanation as to who they are. Or rather, it makes it more easily available. But I won't be
Okay,
talking
that's
about
Eggman?
them until later when we
Looking
dive
very
deeper
weird, I
into the
think.
lore.
I don't know.
We'll first need to focus on the dynamic
That's
between
Pink
Boyfriend
Tails?
and Rewrite and what's happening here.
I don't
The
know these
transition
characters,
here
y'all. I'm
is
sorry.
amazing. I can't lie. I thought him doing this little sneak away thing was cute. Also, this little area is a reference to a Rewrite game animation, as dialogue would take place in this area.
Hi, I'm Sonic. Let's play a game.
The effects
Bro,
that
why
follow
you
are
sound
only
like
the
that?
start of the cool stuff that happens on your desktop. Though, much to our surprise, we find Boyfriend asleep when the song is ending, with something some people may find familiar on the screen. After every song you win, Boyfriend does this funny little celebration dance, and even after he's seen horrific abominations, he still does this. Though that was only a dream. The true nightmare begins now. Trinity
Wait, what?
is where it all begins, and Boyfriend is sucked into the game as shown in this cute little animation, forced to face multiple versions of Sonic's most horrifying creatures, one after another.
Whoa, whoa, hold up. Okay, alright.
Starting with
See, I didn't
song.
even fully
There is a lot of
process
cool
that, yo.
stuff
I just be so locked in on the song. Not that great at the game, like, compared to, like, other people, bro. So I be really having to use all my brain power sometimes, yo. So I just be so locked in on what's coming ahead. Like, I don't even be, like, internalizing what be going on, bro. I didn't even see
For
that.
example, there are checkpoints depending on where you are in Trinity. That's right. If you die, you don't have to restart. But to be fair, this mod isn't that hard.
Word.
But if you did, there are checkpoints.
That's cool, that's
Speaking
cool.
of when you die, there are multiple voice lines that you can get, all having different voices depending on who you die to and at what point.
What? Oh, does that change depending on which dude you die to?
Wrath of my rodent rap.
Oh, that's sick.
The game over
That's sick.
screens can also vary. If you wait a little while,
Oh,
a
hell
countdown
no.
starts, and if this goes off, it will jump scare you, and you'll have to restart. But as long as you press continue, this isn't a problem. Back to Majin. His part
What the
is
freak?
amazing, switching perspectives rather smoothly. This is a pattern you'll notice, but we'll move on to 2011X. You can also see the words, "Do you want to play with me?" The whole background changes, and I feel like this animation that plays, it's very true to how he would taunt you as you were falling. It all builds up until the fused Majin and Sonic.EXE part, which is done beautifully and has a lot of really impressive visuals.
Nah,
it
for
goes
real.
to show you how powerful
This
Rewrite
part
is,
was
how
sick.
perfectly he
I
can
like this
match their
part.
mannerisms even when they're meshed together. The new redesign for the two of them makes it
I don't know what was
much
going
more
on, but that
unsettling.
part was
like
fire.
they're actually merged together and the whole thing is a really weird fever dream. And the dancing boyfriends are really cute until, you know, they aren't. Which adds to the
Oh,
whole
I didn't even
false
see. I didn't
sense of
notice that.
security
I was
thing.
focused on the
Then,
notes, yo.
Something happened that I wasn't expecting. A reference to a mod close to my heart. Rodent Rap or Sonic Legacy. A different form
Oh,
of
I don't
X,
think I
but
played
one
that one.
that was a cool inclusion. The Green Hill melody is here, and it's to make you feel like you're safe and to vibe out. It really captures the essence of when Sonic Legacy came out, and Sonic was here to trick you. Rewrite knows exactly what he has to do, and this is honestly just so hype. But, right after this, we get whiplash as everything changes, and we're welcomed by an old friend.
Yo.
With the Psychos motif, Lord
But
X
once I saw
makes
that
his
background, I
entrance.
already knew it was up. This freaking sucker, yo.
Putting him on his throne was absolutely genius, and the color patterns look incredible. It really feels like he's an ominous force, and you'll notice that at the top of the window it says Sonic PC port. And this will continue to change as
I
the
did
mod
notice
goes
that.
on,
It was changing.
as I'm
It was
sure
changing.
some of you have noticed. And this mod is filled with little references like that. There's even a different version of Lord X here called Infernal X. The art style changes are meant to reflect on the character. And once again, it's amazing. We even get a game crash emulation just like we did in PC port, before it resets and cuts back to Rewrite. I really love how silly he is here now, but don't let it fool you. What's to come is one of the coolest things in any FNF mod.
Dude, when they went full screen like that, oh my gosh. One of my favorite moments in any mod I played, bro. That was so tough. Yo. And the music too to go along, it's like you're like building up, yo. That was so tough. Dude. I still don't even know how they did this, yo. Like, how you even code that?
I actually freaked out when this happened. Not only is it really cool, but there's lore significance here. Boyfriend has died. His soul became really cool,
I saw
but
it.
there's lore significance
Some came
here.
out homeboy
Boyfriend
chest.
has died. His soul became a red ring, and Rewrite now has control. But Rewrite knew what was happening at this point and realized who he was really after. You. He's after your soul. So depending on which form he's in,
demon,
he's either
bro.
fully conscious of being in a game or oblivious. The more power determines how self-aware he is. And in the moment, in his true form, known as Kyokai, he's aware. You can even see all of his different forms as the song goes on. He's in his Udagashikai form. I'm going to butcher these names, so please forgive me. And for a while, you could see Miles, Echidna, and Ivo affecting this form. His Mirareta is his second form with 2 souls, and then back to his Udagashikai, when he has all 3 of them. I believe he obtains this Kyokai form due to taking another soul, or rather, it's just a massive glitch. It's unrecognizable, it's stretched and deformed, and I gotta say, I love this new form. Everything about this is...
Bro, whoa. Hold up, yo. Are those freaking Japanese names, bro? Like, but I knew I ain't know much about this at all, but this man got multiple soul forms. Yo, what?
Beautiful. And the new Trinity is an absolute banger. There's an animation that plays after you beat Trinity Encore.
You see, when you're soaked underwater, all the way down to the bottom, with all this pressure on you, they say it's excruciating pain when you make contact with the air again.
I thought it was about to transition to like us playing like a Sonic Drown theme song, whatever. But now, like, I looked at it while I was editing, like, nah, that was us. Like, our hands was in front of the camera. Like, somebody pointed out in the comments too.
It doesn't hurt to invite the water in. Might even be a relief for flesh. And in the end, that's what lasts from it. But fear not. You won't have to worry about this anymore, friend. You're deep down the lake.
And you'll notice that
disturbing,
Boyfriend's
bro.
hands look different. It's to symbolize the loss of identity he once had. Because Boyfriend is now the player. And just like the victims before you, you're stuck in the digital hell with Sonic for the rest of eternity. Though, as this happens, Sonic tells you that letting go of the past isn't easy. When you come up from the waters, it's hard to adjust to everything after being underwater for so long. But in this case, you're going to be drowning forever. Being deep down in the lake just means you spend eternity with Sonic. During the lyrical
How you gonna say that
section
after
for
you
Trinity
take my soul, bro?
Encore,
Like,
it really plays into this lore. This whole lucid paradise was made for you to be stuck in forever. Rewrite is trying to convince you not that it really mattered, that you'll be staying with him forever. And Springless has told me directly that she put a lot of thought into the lyrics and what they mean. So it plays into the lore of wanting to make you stay forever. Not because it likes you or wants to have this connection with you like Lord X does. Rather, it's egotistical. It's sadistic. It wants you to
yeah, look at his eyes, bro. Those look pretty sadistic to me, bro.
Or even more amusement. It can convince you to join it, to be attached to it. It's here, you deserve eternity. Free will always have a price, and to rewrite, you shouldn't have free will, which is ironic because this goes against everything that Sonic usually stands for. But he's meant to be deceiving, for here, you'll always be drowning deep at the bottom of a lake. This isn't Boyfriend. This whole thing was all constructed for you. Everything you would expect from an EXE mod is here and more. It's a part of his manipulative nature to try and convince you. And that is the coolest thing about this mod, because Boyfriend was just here to draw you in. And before delving into the lore some more, there's some things I'd like to add. The little jingle that plays before a song is a reference to the hide-and-seek Sonic gameplay on Springless's channel. A lot of current rewrite lore falls there.
That design, I don't like the way it looks, bro.
Trinity and Thrilligen. For all of you who
this whole Sonic is just disturbing, just the way he looks.
Like polished the art style and even added a new cutscene and animation to the old Trinity songs. There's now an intro sequence in a new screen when Rewrite is talking to you directly.
Oh, hell no.
It is so cool when this happens, as the pixel art section is a glow up from the original. Seriously, well done, Jasper. All right, now, onto the lore aspect and the things you may have missed. The gallery here isn't just some PNGs or a menu. It's a fully interactable 3D space. You'll also notice
I cut this out the video because this dude was just yapping to me, bro. But let's freaking see what this means, yo.
Character we haven't
I was
seen
so
before.
confused.
And
like,
for
I was
any
like,
Ina fans out there, you will immediately recognize this style. I recently played Ina Dream Barbecue, and this guy gives off those vibes heavily. Oh, speaking of which, this character is my favorite from the game.
You are Ina? You have a job?
Yeah.
It's more of a lifestyle. That's my destiny. What more could I do? God knows the rest.
Ew, I am nice to you, and this is the thanks I get.
Yo, what the frick?
I'm not talking anymore. You can watch me walk around if you wanna.
I wanted to show off the style so you guys can see the similarities and share my favorite character from that game, because she's actually pretty funny. Even his face is reminiscent of an Ina character. This, my friends, is Mygo, and he's an old friend of Mr. Sonic, as he calls them. Also, Mygo goes as far back as 2 years ago. This character has been around for a while, and maybe even sooner. Before Springless had this character in mind for quite some time. He holds deep respect for the entity, and is always excited about what will happen next. I love they added a lot of really unique twists to this mod, and they nailed the aesthetic perfectly. Aside from that, what's going on with Rewrite? Well, Rewrite's actual name is Sonic, but that might get confusing, and the brand is sort of already set to Rewrite. See, in old lore, he was originally a Sonic.EXE that would be rewritten to different EXEs. And every time he was rewritten, he would gain self-awareness and become more and more egotistical. Hence the name, Sonic.EXE Rewrite. If you're curious as to why all the classic Sonic horror creatures are here, it's because Rewrite knew what the player was expecting from a Sonic.EXE mod. So he shows you something you're familiar with. To clear up any confusion, Rewrite can shapeshift into anything, and to gather interest, he forms himself after those who we're most familiar with. I also think it's because Springless wanted to add cool stuff.
So wait, so is this dude not even Sonic, bro? This a shapeshifter dude? Like, what are you, bro?
Reference other EXEs to interest people in the mod and get them hype. I've got no proof for that, but I honestly think they did a great job regardless. Rewrite can also mimic the other EXEs' personalities and mannerisms perfectly. So this isn't actually them, like some other people believe. The rings people are talking about are the 3 victims that Rewrite has, but more on that later. In this little computer here, they added a bunch of additional content, including biographs that
I didn't even know that was freaking important.
So I'll read those to you, starting with Rewrite and his many forms. The first form, the Anomaly's vessel, initially acting similar to Sonic, this entity carries an eccentric and manipulative nature, appearing friendly to the naked eye. Originally manifesting in the 90s via a scam program that would supposedly allow people to communicate with God, Sonic claimed many victims and took various forms to make their souls a part of the anomaly. I also wanted to clear up a misconception that I had about Rewrite. Rewrite isn't necessarily the digital version of God himself. The program ordered by the priest wasn't meant to be an actual digital god, nor a very advanced AI. It was very sloppy and simple, just to give the feeling of being a serious thing when it actually wasn't. It's not actually God. His Kyokai form, which I'll talk about in a second, references the Seraphim. It was even going to have voice lines at some point, but wasn't put into the mod and likely won't be added, but it was going to be a fun thing. And they already had it all written out, as I'll probably show here. One of them was Be Not Afraid,
frequencies,
which is a reference to
Boy, yo, that just gave me chills reading that. Yo, my eyes watering. Low key, hold up. We meet you in the lower frequencies of reality. Dog, I ain't trying to get on no spiritual stuff, but yo.
a biblically accurate angel. But it also referenced Thriller Gen Encore, as you're familiar with. This is just a description of his base form,
I don't know, bro.
though
That
his
was
other
disturbing.
forms have different effects to them. The Meteoretta form, for example, occurs when Sonic possesses 2 rings. I've mentioned this before, but this is when they are in between no self-awareness and self-awareness, resulting in instability and inexpressibly feeling gray, as it's described. This is a very unstable state that affects not only Sonic, but their surroundings too. So Sonic himself is glitching out, which explains why this happens during Trinity. Though his next form, Udagashikai, allows him to be fully self-aware of itself. They can bend the anomaly to their will without limits and even affect our dimension. They no longer try mimicking the original Sonic mannerisms and instead take on a more eccentric and confident posture, which reflects on their narcissist and sadistic nature a lot more. You know, I never thought I'd love a narcissist, but
Rain, make it, rain girl, make it.
You again.
I can't help it with this guy. Oh, also Rewrite is cool. His final form,
He's pretty
Kyokai,
cool, but
is
he's
his
very
true
creepy,
nature.
bro.
The model is unable to be conceived in 3D, hence why it collapses on itself, giving Sonic a broken mesh appearance. The rings also fuse into his body and he becomes taller. So now, we have a bit of an understanding of what's happening here. Sonic wanted you, and Boyfriend was killed so you could fill his place. I'll go ahead and read the other bios for those of you who are new around here, / want an update on the lore of the other EXEs here. Majin is born from an inside joke during the development of Sonic CD. This macabre figure has grown in popularity and has sneakily made his way into the EXE community. He enjoys playing games with other Majins, but is gullible and tends to get easily distracted. His creepy nature and fun is infinite screen has landed him a spot among other EXEs because, oh well, it's creepy. If you didn't know,
I don't like
the
that
Trinity
dude, bro. I don't
represents
care
the
what type
Father,
of personality he got, bro. Just the way he
to
looked.
fit the I am God quotes
I'm not
from
messing with
Rewrite.
you,
This
bro.
would be the Holy Spirit, and the next one, the Father, is 2011X. Formed from the void, this entity enjoys playing twisted games with its friends. Taking an interest in Sonic the Hedgehog, it had
word. Yeah, I heard somebody talking about 2011X in the comment section. I never heard of that dude.
utilized its own Sonic game in order to lure in new friends until 2011, where its game was dumped into the internet. And that, my friends, is classic Sonic.EXE. And the rodent rap description is also here. X takes on the full appearance of Sonic, using the form to lure in players. Though if you haven't played the mod, I highly recommend you do so. This was a really cool reference.
We might have
and
to
the
play
person
that,
who
yo.
voices Sonic also makes an appearance in this mod to voice the character. For those curious about the fusion between Sonic.EXE and Majin, it's described as follows. While Sonic rapidly changes forms during the events of Trinity, they quickly turn the Majin and 2011X models into vessels, fusing them together for your amusement. And you know what? I gotta say it. This does not fully amuse me. Go ahead and keep it to yourself next time, Mr. Sonic. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Nah,
Lord
bro,
X.
for real.
I've talked about this guy quite a bit.
I hate
Considering
this
that
dude.
the devs talked with Joe
I don't like
about
you.
these specific biographies, they're pretty accurate. A future incarnation of X taking place long before the events of Sonic 2011. Armed with a new level of experience and feedback from its so-called friends, it intends to create an experience that will satisfy not only itself, but them. As long as his friends feed it, it'll continue to create more games until it achieves its goal.
Bro,
And
feed
for
it?
the
Like,
less
what are you,
acquainted,
bruh?
We also
What are you-
have
yo.
his infernal X form.
I
It's
ain't
pretty
feeding
creepy
you.
to see it like this, but this is just another form it takes. Fun fact about the infernal X form, they were actually were considering using Honkish's welcome back model from his mod, or simply having Lord X start glitching out and such. And that's it for the EXEs. But now, I want to talk about something I didn't mention before. The vessels. The 3 rings that Sonic wears on its body are the in-game representation of their victims' souls. Miles, Echidna, and Ivo, respectively. The characters serve as vessels.
Okay, I was completely wrong. I don't know who these dudes is, bro.
Of Sonic's game and are now
Somebody
bound
explains
to
to me in the
anomaly
comments who those
forever.
people
They
are.
take on the role of a character with each boot up, progressively losing the memory of who they were in life, until all that's left is the character. Miles is the scared one, being consistently picked on by Sonic and the others. Because, you know, screw Tails, I guess. Poor Tails. Echidna is a thief and a crook who's always trying to come out on top. And Ivo
That dude got
is a
drip,
twisted
though, I'm not gonna
alchemist
lie.
who uses his emotional intelligence to his advantage. Each one of
My
these
homie's
have
neck,
a
oh, alright,
completely new
but let me
design
stop
to their
frying him, bro.
usual counterparts. Though they have their own personalities, they all bow down to Rewrite's whim. The only exception is Mygo. And I would not be surprised if Mygo himself was just Rewrite shapeshifted. I mean, after all, he's incredibly kind and funny at first, but praises Mr. Sonic as if he's God. Not sure about where he comes from, but I know that he emulates the Ina style, and even the music does as well. Speaking of the music, there's a little music player where you could choose to listen to different remixes of songs, along with additional songs not included in the mod. If you
Yeah, I
press
saw
the top
this. This is
left
pretty
buttons,
cool.
that's where you can find the remixes. And if you go further, there are voice lines that can happen if you lose. Some are references to the old Rewrite lyrics, while others are references to Ina or media revolving the other characters. For example, Lord X makes remarks that make references to Are You Listening and I Miss the Quiet. What's funny is, the voice actor here, Trinity, usually sings as Lord X, and that's a song he's done vocals for. The canon Sonic.EXE voice actor is here voicing 2011. Landy, the voice actor for Rodent Rap, is here. Eyeless voices Majin, and so on. The voice actors did an amazing job. And
Nah,
to
for real, they
Springless,
cooked.
Jasper Cat, Silda Fox, and
Shout out
Dakota's
to all
Bird,
of them, yo.
You all did amazing. Oh,
Bro.
and speaking of the credits, look! There I am! I'm in the Rewrite mod! But when I saw this the first time, I
Yo,
nearly
shouts out,
cried
bro.
because I thought it was so cool they would include me. They even included some YouTubers I watched, like Luigi Kid and Quite, along with crediting people who own the characters. This mod is filled to the brim with references, amazing animation, music, and pushes the limits of what an FNF mod can be. It
Bro.
even includes more lore and context to the character.
This,
making
we gonna let the 50 seconds rock, but bro. Y'all mod devs, man. This set the bar, bro. They set the bar pretty freaking high, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's the bad and good thing. I mean, it's good for the players, but yo, y'all mod creators now, like, bro, we got freaking mod devs changing the aspect ratio of my desktop and all that. Like, what the freak, man?
It's one of the best Sonic.EXE experiences I've had. If you haven't played it yet, do so now. I was hyped for this mod for quite a while, and the wait was so worth it. Also, they added Freak Rate, and I have no idea how to feel about it. I
Okay,
can't tell if I'm
who the
proud of
freak
them
is you?
or disappointed. They even added different animations they did for testing and some older Sonic Rewrite concepts before they landed on this design. I absolutely love and adore this mod, and I seriously cannot get enough of the soundtrack. And to me, this is the best Sonic.EXE mod out there right now.
Facts.
That's the lore. And
Facts. Yo, W freaking video. Clap it up. Nachi. Bro. Thanks for explaining this, man. Go show all the love to him. Yo, I just wanted to know more. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna watch this video, I might as well make a video about it. Very well put together video, man. I can't say enough good things about this mod, yo. Like, I didn't really take everything in like I was saying before. Like, I was just focused on the game for real. Cause like, it didn't end up being that hard, but I was like, yo, I gotta prepare myself, you know what I'm saying? But yo, this mod, man, peak. 10 out of 10. Can't say enough good things about it. But yeah, man, that's the lore for Rewrite round 2, man. If y'all want me to dive into more lore of whatever, creepypastas, whatever, I really like this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I like being scared, even though it's stupid sometimes. That part in the video where it's like, yo, we meet you on the lower frequencies of reality, that part shook me to the core a little bit. That was very creepy. But yeah, man, if y'all enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like doing, just whatever. But BrandonThaChosen, subscribe for more content, man. Happy Father's Day once again. I better not be having kids too young, but hey, God bless. Have a great day, man.